A true story I can never tell my mom. My name's Mike. I'm 34, married to Emma for 4 years. On the outside, we look like your average suburban couple, house, dog, barbecue Sundays. But what happened in our home would make Jerry Springer flinch. It started when Emma's mom, Laura, moved in with us. She said it was temporary. Divorce, money problems, you know the story. From the get-go, she gave me weird vibes. Always too close. Always touching my arm. Smiling like she knew something I didn't. One night, I woke up around 2 a.m. to find someone standing by my bed. It was Laura, in a silk robe, holding a glass of wine, eyes locked on mine. "You're too good for my daughter, Mike," she whispered. "I can make you feel appreciated." I froze. I thought I was dreaming. Next morning, I told Emma. She laughed. Said her mom's always been a flirty weirdo. I brushed it off. But it didn't stop. She'd bend over in front of me wearing nothing under her robe. Accidentally walk in while I was showering. Once, she left her underwear in my car. I started avoiding her, thinking I must be losing my damn mind. Then it all exploded. Friday night. Emma tells me she's heading to her friend's place. I go down to the basement to fix the water heater. Suddenly, Laura comes down in lingerie. Not even pretending anymore. She walks up, puts her hand on my chest, and says, "You've wanted this. Haven't you?" I bolted upstairs only to find Emma waiting in the kitchen. With her phone. Recording. She saw everything. But here's the real kicker, it was all a setup. She knew about a one-time mistake I made on a business trip 2 years ago. She never confronted me. Never even hinted at it. Instead, she and her mom plotted this elaborate revenge scheme to catch me in the act, or at least make it look like I would've. Emma uploaded the video to Reddit. Then to my boss. I lost my job. My family disowned me. And I sleep on a buddy's couch now. But sometimes, late at night, I wonder. What if Laura wasn't acting? What if she really wanted me? Or worse, what if they planned something even darker I still don't know about? It's been a month since my life fell apart. I sleep on a pull-out couch at my buddy Ryan's place. My days are a blur of cheap coffee, cold showers, and Googling things like how to prove you're not insane. Then, things got weirder. It started with a note. No envelope. No return address. Just, sitting on the windshield of my car. You need to apologize publicly. Or this is just the beginning. I thought it was a prank. Until 2 days later, some random guy walked up to me outside a gas station. "You're that Reddit perv, right? Hope your life keeps going down the drain." He walked off. I just stood there, shaking. Emma turned me into an internet villain. And people were buying it. I tried calling her. Blocked on everything. I even tried contacting Laura, her mom, but she vanished. No social media. No one answering the door at her condo. It was like she'd been erased too. Then one night, I found something in Ryan's mailbox. A flash drive. No name. No label. Just a single video file titled, "Watch this if you value the truth." I hesitated, heart pounding. I plugged it into my laptop. The video showed a dimly lit room. A conversation between Emma and Laura. Emma was crying. Laura was calm. Too calm. "He'll break," Laura said. "Men like him always do. Then we can finally move on." Emma whispered something I couldn't hear. And then Laura said, "Or we push harder. And make sure he disappears." After watching the flash drive video, I didn't sleep for 2 nights. What the hell did they mean by "make sure he disappears"? Was it just psychological warfare? Or something darker? I needed answers. So I did something I swore I wouldn't. I went back to the house. It was 2 a.m. when I parked a few houses down. Lights were off. Same old gray siding, same wind chimes clinking in the breeze. I still had my key, she never changed the locks. Maybe she thought I wouldn't dare. I slipped inside. The house smelled different. Too clean. Like bleach and fake lemons. That's when I noticed the basement door slightly ajar and light coming from below. I crept down, careful not to make a sound. The basement had changed. New furniture. Shelves. And in the corner, a wall of hard drives. Labeled. Dated. Color-coded. I pulled one randomly. Plugged it into the old monitor still down there. It was footage. Hundreds of hours. Of me. Shaving. Sleeping. Watching TV. All secretly filmed. Then. Clips of other men. Different guys. In the same house. Different years. All of them going through what I was going through. And in every folder, a video labeled last day. I clicked one. The man in the video, someone I didn't recognize, was sitting in the same basement. He looked scared. Confused. If you're watching this, he said, you need to run. Emma and her mom. This is what they do. You're not the first. You won't be the last. They collect men like stories. And if you try to expose them. He paused. They make you disappear. Suddenly I heard a creak upstairs. I yanked the hard drive, shoved it in my bag, and ran. As I reached the front door, a voice from the dark hallway stopped me cold. Told you he'd come back, Laura whispered. Didn't I say he couldn't let it go? Laura's voice in the hallway froze me like ice in my veins. Told you he'd come back, she said again, louder now. Just like the rest. I didn't wait. I ran through the front door, down the street, heart pounding in my ears. I didn't look back. I didn't breathe until I was in my car, hands shaking so badly I dropped the keys twice. Back at Ryan's place, I locked the doors, closed every curtain, and replayed the video from the basement again. Then I opened another folder. Another last day. This man looked older. Gray hair, tired eyes. He was whispering, like he knew someone might be listening. They erase you, he said. Financially, socially, digitally. They start with shame. Then fear. Then they just take you out of the world. That's when it hit me. I googled one of the men I saw in the footage, a guy labeled 2017_Jake_T. Nothing. No social profiles. No job history. No missing persons report. Like he never existed. Then I checked another, 2020_Marcus_B. Found one post on a conspiracy forum, I'm being hunted by my ex and her mother. If I go missing, it wasn't an accident. That post was 3 years old. No updates. No replies. They weren't just messing with me. This was a pattern. A system. And now I had proof. The hard drive. The footage. The files. But I couldn't go to the police. What would I even say? Hi. My wife and her mom are serial manipulators who erase men's lives for fun. Oh, and here's a bunch of creepy home videos to prove it. I needed help. Someone who wouldn't think I was crazy. So I did the only thing I could think of. I uploaded everything to a private server. Created a backup. Sent it to an anonymous journalist I found on a whistleblower site. And then I went back to the house. Not to hide. Not to run. To end it. I parked 2 blocks away this time. The neighborhood was asleep. Porch lights glowing like silent warnings. I wore a hoodie, gloves, a burner phone in my pocket. I wasn't coming for answers anymore. I was coming for evidence and maybe justice. The front door was locked this time. New deadbolt. But I'd learned a thing or two. The back window by the laundry room was still faulty. I pried it open and slipped inside. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I crept toward the basement again, but something made me stop. A smell. Not bleach this time, burnt plastic. I ran down the stairs. The wall of hard drives was gone. No, melted. Still smoking. Burned cords. Blackened shelves. They were covering their tracks. "You're too late," a voice said behind me. I turned. Emma. Standing at the foot of the stairs. Holding something, not a weapon, but a small black recorder. "You uploaded it, didn't you?" she asked. I nodded. She looked different. Tired. Eyes sunken. Not angry, just done. "You ruined everything," she said. "We were careful. So careful. No one was supposed to know. We only picked men who deserved it." "Deserved what?" I snapped. "To be forgotten." She walked toward me, recorder still in hand. "This wasn't just us. You think we did all this alone?" She smiled. A cold, knowing smile. "There are others, Mike. Whole networks. Women who clean the world of men who ruin lives. And you started it when you lied to me. You made yourself a target." I took a step back. "I told them not to kill you." She added quietly. "But I can't protect you now." Suddenly the lights went out. I sprinted up the stairs. Crashed through the back door. There were footsteps behind me too, maybe 3 people. But I made it to my car. Drove like hell. Didn't stop until sunrise. Now I'm in a motel in another state. Waiting. Watching. The footage is out there. Maybe someone will believe it. Maybe someone already does. But I know this, Emma wasn't bluffing. And if she was right about the network, then I've just declared war on something much bigger than her. I've been off the grid for 3 weeks. I ditched my phone. Paid everything in cash. Changed motels every 2 nights. But it didn't matter. They always knew where I was. Sometimes I'd find a single red rose outside my door. Other times, just a note, "You were warned." But it wasn't all bad. The journalist I'd sent the files to, someone calling herself Cass_03, finally responded. "Meet me. 1 hour. No phones. No tail. Location attached, an abandoned church outside St. Louis." I had no choice. I went. She was already there, waiting in the shadow of a broken stained glass window. Hoodie, scarf, aviators. She looked barely 30. "You're not crazy," she said before I even spoke. "This thing you're in, it's real. And much older than you think." She called it the Sisterhood. A clandestine organization, part cult, part social movement, made up of women across the world. Some were survivors. Some were radicalized. All were trained. Trained to infiltrate. Seduce. Expose. Erase. They don't just destroy lives, Cass said. They rewrite narratives. Make monsters out of men. Some deserved it. Others, not so much. And Emma? She wasn't just a member. She's legacy, Cass whispered. Daughter of one of the founders. Laura isn't her mother, she's her handler. My stomach turned. They thought you were weak, she said. But the second you uploaded that footage, you became a liability. A threat to everything they've built. Then Cass handed me something, a small black case. Inside are documents. Identities. Meeting locations. This goes all the way to DC. Before I could speak, she pulled away. They'll come for both of us now. You need to disappear, or go public in a way they can't silence. And then she was gone. now I sit in a motel room, staring at the case. Inside are names, hundreds of them. Politicians. CEOs. Judges. And at the top of one list, Emma R. Whitmore, target, compromised. Status, eliminate. They're not just after me anymore. They're cleaning house. And I may be the only one who can stop them. I couldn't run anymore. Not when I held the truth in my hands. The black case from Cass wasn't just damning, it was nuclear. Names. Operations. Private recordings. Even internal communications. It painted a full picture of what the Sisterhood really was. And I knew exactly what I had to do. Go public. On my terms. Not a leak. Not a Reddit post. A live broadcast. I called in every favor I had left. Reached out to old college friends in media, tech forums, underground whistleblower networks. Found one group, The Wavelength, that specialized in protected, anonymous live drops. They agreed. One night only. One shot. 8 p.m. Live. Worldwide. I sat in a tiny, nondescript studio hidden beneath an old warehouse. A single camera. A laptop. And the case. I started with the story. Emma. Laura. The basement footage. The drive. The truth. Then I opened the documents. Showed the names. The emails. The video of Laura saying we only pick men who deserve to be forgotten. I expected trolls. I expected disbelief. But what I got was silence. A kind of terrified, shocked stillness. Then, just as I was showing a government official's signature in one of the documents, the stream cut to black. Signal interrupted. Unauthorized feed detected. This transmission has been terminated. My heart sank. Then I heard it. A soft knock. 3 times. I looked at the studio door. Cass burst in, breathless. They traced it. You have 90 seconds before they breach. I grabbed the case. The backup drive. The burner phone. Cass pulled me into a hidden hatch beneath the floor. A tunnel. This way, fast. As we crawled through darkness, I heard boots above us. Voices. Calm. Professional. They weren't sending amateurs anymore. We emerged a mile away, near a storm drain. Rain pouring. Cass looked at me, soaked and furious. You didn't just expose them, she said. You declared war. And she was right. Because within hours, my face was on every news outlet, not as a whistleblower, but as a wanted criminal. Cyber terrorist. Fugitive hacker. Domestic threat. They flipped the story. Like they always do. But it's not over. Because people saw it. Millions. Screenshots survived. So did the footage. And somewhere, deep in the core of their network, they're scared. 6 months. That's how long I've been underground. Different names. Different countries. Every face I pass could be hers. Every shadow could be them. The world thinks I'm dead now. Or worse, irrelevant. But the truth? It's spreading. Cass and I rebuilt. Quietly. The footage I broadcast that night, it was backed up in dozens of nodes across the darknet. People found it. They mirrored it. Investigated. Asked questions. At first, the media called it an elaborate hoax. But then, cracks began to show. A judge named in the files suddenly resigned. A senator took medical leave after a leak showed connections to shell companies linked to the Sisterhood. A woman disappeared. Emma's name appeared on her last known communications. The thread started unraveling. We didn't take down the whole system. But we forced it into the light. And predators like them? They can't survive in sunlight. I live near the coast now. Small town. Nobody asks questions. Cass works with others, whistleblowers, survivors, insiders. A real network. Real resistance. Not perfect. But real. One morning I got a letter. No return address. Just 3 words, handwritten, "You were right." Inside was a USB. I plugged it in. It contained a single audio file, Laura's voice. We never meant to get caught. We thought we were doing good. But I see now. We became the very thing we claimed to fight. Then silence. I don't know where she is. I don't know if Emma's still alive. But I know this, they won't win. Because once the truth is out, it echoes. No matter how deep they bury it.